Greetings, Rusty Dog here. Welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. You find me here with a very empty garage. Just under a... That's strange. Where did all my money go? I'm sure I had over $1 million. 829,000. I've just come in. I just thought I had more than $1 million. Where that went. Anyway, we have a car outside waiting... our new project that we're going to be taking on today. So there it is. It's a 1993 Porsche 911 of the 964 variant, and we bought it at an auction. And I think I might have paid a little bit more for it than I should have done. The car's valued at about 44,000. I wanted the car, so I ended up paying 52,800 for it. Yeah, now I know I can sell it for more than that, you know, once it's all done, and I'll get my money back, but how much money is another thing. I seem to have some items hidden away in here. Yeah, so condition not great. Engine, it's going to have to come out and be completely built. Look at this car, man. I love the Porsche engine. Just, it's so recognizable. All right. Well, this is part of the new DLC from Car Mechanic Sim. So, well, let's get it into the workshop. I think I've... No, I haven't. I like it on the other lifter. It's just easier to get to the welder and get down into this room. I don't have to come back so far. Lazy. Yeah, just lazy. So let's take a look and see what the car is worth right now. Look where the battery is. So body parts now 14%. Yeah, it's not looking good. That's a nice color. I wouldn't mind doing it like that. Although maybe yellow would be good. There's a car made by a company called Roof, R-U-F. Roof, I think it's pronounced. And it's basically a company that gets the shells and chassis of Porsche cars and does their own thing to them, and it ends up being called a Roof. And there's a particular one called a Yellowbird. And if you want to see this crazy thing, just YouTube, RUF, roof, just type in Roof, Yellowbird, all one word, Yellowbird, Nordschleife, or, yeah, just put Nords, N-O-R-D-S, and you should see the video of the guy lapping it around the Nordschleife. I'm talking about the old Yellowbird, not the more recent one, but the old one. It's quite the vehicle. Yeah, I don't think it's got any driver assists on it. It's just man and machine. Anyway, let's run through here. So factory power, 262 horses with 325 Newton meters. 6-cylinder. And these are some of the parts. This is not going to matter because I'm not going to... I could find out the condition of all these parts, but... or most of them, but the fact of the matter is we're going to be probably changing everything on the car anyway. So current value, it is 44.8, so I'm currently 8,000 down if I was to sell the car as is. Sometimes you can just buy a car off the auction, whether it's the auction that has the nice looking cars that just need a little bit of fettling, or these ones which are like project cars. Now, sometimes you can buy those and instantly you can make a little bit of profit, maybe 1,000 or something. But as I said, I paid a little bit over the odds for this. I knew the auction was going to go higher than what the sell value was, but we got it anyway. It shouldn't take me too long to gain that 8,000 back. So let's get the battery out. Let's stick that on charge because it should be okay. Okay, so while that's charging up, first thing we can do is weld the body parts. But let's take off the parts that we can't weld. So that will be the door. Now let's take the windows out. And we also are going to remove the that doesn't come out. We are going to remove the engine as well. So we're going to have to get underneath for that. Okay, and I think the only other thing that remains is going to be the windscreen. And the wing here. All right. So the wheels, I'm not going to change the wheels. I'm going to refurbish them, but I'm not going to change the style. Unless there's any other Porsche wheels available in the shop. I don't know if there is. Maybe there should be. But these are the correct ones for the car, so it wouldn't make sense to change these ones. Alright, so let's get the old weldy tool out. And switch it on. Yeah, 2,200. To do my own welding. How does that work? Not a big fan of the colour, if I'm honest. Still got spotty parts on there. That's what kind of paintwork is this supposed to be? Okay. Right, where are we now with the cost? Minus 7,000. We're getting there. And the sell value's gone up, you see, that's why. So, yeah, we're getting there. We may need to take, I think this big grey panel probably comes off. So I think what we'll do is we'll get the wheels off, we'll get the engine out. Yeah, let's do this. Let's get it hiked up on here, because Porsche engines in reality will, when you take them out, they drop down. You don't take them out upwards. They just drop from there. So, but we're going to have to remove gearbox and stuff, I would say. I don't think. Yeah, we're going to have to take the rear wheels off, get the drive shafts out and the gearbox before the engine wants to give us I'll give itself up. A couple of rusty bolts there. Now let's do the other side. Do. And we may as well do the fronts. I just had a brief flashing thought there about doing some satin black rims or gloss black, and that thought was in my head for maybe 1.3 seconds, and then I decided that I'm not going to be doing that at all. So what we can do is just separate these wheels right now. And then we could even refurb them and then just put them in storage until we need them again. And the tyres, I don't know what tyres are on this, but we'll see if we can improve on them. Don't really plan on doing any performance parts on this, really. We'll see how it goes. I'm not saying no, but there's no plans. Let's see how it works out. And the final one. These tyres, I mean, with that great big writing on the side. What is it? Top speed? So, we can maybe repair these wheels. Yep, So this means if I manage to repair all of them, then I'll only need to buy some new tyres, and then we're good to go. This is just a reaction test. Okay, we have 4 new wheels. What we need now is 4 new tyres. Let's take a look in the inventory, see what we have. So these are vintage. So I'm going to get sport tyres, and I'm going to make sure I get the same ones. So we got 235/40/18s on the front, 265/35s on the back. That makes a lot of sense. They're just 1 centimetre wider than the tyres on my car, but with the same profile. So easy to remember. 235 and 265. Yeah, the body parts, we'll have a look at those, see what we can do, but let's deny that. I want to sort by jumped in there. I want to sort by name, and this one we may as well just get rid of these. I'm not going to bother trying to recycle them or anything. Let's get the new wheels first, get them all done and out the way. So we need to go into the tablet and into the tyre shop. I wish they'd give us an option here to have a UK version of the text where you're seeing tyres spelt with a Y, you see the word fender changed to wing, that kind of thing. We've got sport tyres and race tyres. Not going to go for the writing because it doesn't suit Porsche, I don't think. So sport tyres will give us a bit more grip. We're not going for performance really, so sport tyres will do. So I think these will do just nice. So we need to order 2 of them. They're both going to be 18-inch, right? Yeah. And we need a width of 235, and they're going to have a profile of 40. Okay. And now we need to buy 2 of them again, 18-inch rims with a width of 265 millimeters and a side profile of 35%. Yeah. Basically, it means that the height of the tire wall is 35% of the width of the tire. So if you find what 35% of 265 millimeters is, that's how high your tire wall is going to be from here to here. That's basically what that is. 18-inch obviously is your diameter, the hole in the middle, so to speak, and obviously the width being the tread. I mean, I just thought I'd point that out anyway, but alright, so what we can do now is we've got 4 new tires and refurbed wheels. It doesn't matter what wheel goes on which, I don't think. All the rims are the same. So that looks better, doesn't it? And it hasn't got that huge writing on the side. We could have gone with a bit more low profile if we'd really wanted, but these just look so much better. Yeah, very nice. I should be balancing them, really. I'll do that now, actually. You have to play this game, which takes you away from doing the other tires. Time it like this, really. Start one putting on and then come here and balance. So this should be the last one then. Makes the right sound as well, the machine. Very cool. Alright, so we have 4 new wheels. So what we're going to do is put them in the warehouse, just store them away, It'd be nice to be if you could stack them on the floor, wouldn't it? That'd be cool, just so you could see them on the floor. Right, so in warehouse 1 then, we're just going to put these aside just so that we don't have to have them in the thing. We'll come back and pick them up when the project's nearly done. Now then, as for the body parts, well, let's see what we can do. So we've got both doors, a mirror, or a mirror housing anyway. Yeah, the whole mirror. And the front right wing. So let's have a go at those. Okay. Boom. Right, so we can get those parts on the car. But we're going to need to bring it down first. Let's see what we have in our inventory. So I think all the parts that are no good, we may as well just sell them. So basically anything that's not like 100% can just go, not needed. Right, let's get the engine out, or at least try and go some way to do it. Can we pull the drive shaft out yet? Drive axle as it's referred to here. I know them as drive shafts because it is actually a shaft that drives the car, drives the rear wheels. So yeah, I'm guessing that the engine will not come out until the gearbox is removed, and the gearbox won't come out until the rear axles are taken out and the starter motor removed. So let's get those out. Now we can take the gearbox out, and we can dismantle the clutch or not. We can leave the clutch in, should we so desire. Now, is it connected to that suspension? It is not. You can see that it's not connected to the suspension, so now the car should be able to relieve itself of the engine. But even still, we're going to have to bring the crane in. And I think that might be the first time I've used the phrase "even still." I don't normally say that because it's weird. Even though I tend to go with. Oh, it's got the nice rear spoiler on the back as well. Very cool. Even still. Yeah, it does make sense though. Even still. Yeah, this color has to go. It's horrible. I don't like all of this ratty stuff. Is it just, I mean, what is it? Is it some kind of metallic? I think it's just dirt. I think it just needs to clean. We just need to wash it. And we've got a left-hand side mirror. Oh. I wonder why that was yellow then. Right, so that's all we have. Okay, so before we yank the engine out, value. Okay, now we're down to under 6,000 in losses. Right, let's get the engine crane. This is weird though for the Porsche because, as I said, you wouldn't really crane the engine out because the engines drop out the bottom. You can see the size of the engine to the gap here. It'd just be too awkward. I'm not saying it can't be done, but generally it's not how it's done. So let's pull it out. Oh, drain the oil, of course. Yes, of course. I like that it warned me rather than me having to spill it everywhere. Maybe those warnings should be suppressed though, so that, you know, you can have like this harder core mode where it doesn't tell you. Wait a minute, that is the drain plug, right? Engine block from the engine bay. Yeah, but not the drain bolt. You don't do the drain bolt from the engine bay. How are you supposed to get at that? And it isn't the engine block that I want. These are very familiar. You get these on Volkswagen Beetles as well. That's the drain bolt. Why are you telling me that this is accessible. Oh, okay, because you do it from here. I'm thinking of wrench. I've been playing wrench this week, and on wrench you have to manually undo the drain bolt. That's what you get for playing wrench. You get mixed up. Yeah. With wrench you have to actually physically remove the drain bolt. Yeah. I haven't played this for a while, and I have played wrench in between, so forgive me. Okay, so that's out. Can we move the crane back? Yeah. Alright, let's put the engine on the stand. We're just going to have to strip the whole thing anyway and see what we can do with it. Okay, let's do that. Oh, I was going to say, she's big. With our turbo. Yeah. Known as a flat 6. This, a flat 6 cylinders, and it's flat. They're not in a V shape. It's flat. Very, very Porsche VW looking this is. They're not 100 miles away from the Beetle engines. I mean, obviously there's a lot more power, but looks wise and stuff, they're not 1,000 miles away. Did I say 100? Maybe 1,000. Right, so that will have devalued the car somewhat. Yep, now we're 27,000 in the hole, except for the fact that we have the engine now. It would be nice as well if we had the option to buy crate engines, so we could just buy an entire engine and just plonk it in rather than having to do this. But we can't. Okay, so let's leave these and let's just start stripping this thing down. So I'm going to keep the video running while I do this, and yeah, you might want to see this, but I am going to speed it up. So let's see. Well, that was a very interesting exercise in dismantling a Porsche engine. How very, very different the design is, or the way that it's disassembled, and the way that it's built, I should say. how very different it is. So we have got a lot of parts here. 12 plugs. So obviously 2 plugs per piston. Or 2 plugs per cylinder, I should say. But yeah, to feed each piston. So nothing in the red, which means anything that is a salvageable part will be salvaged if I get the timing right. Things that can't be salvaged, such as air filters and stuff, won't be. So let's do our best. Okay, so I repaired as much as I could. I fell on a couple of parts, so I got those rebought already. And I have already rebought also the parts that were not reusable. So I did do something that I said I wasn't going to do because I couldn't resist. And also these brake discs are just standard, so we're going to be replacing these with some slotted and ventilated pads, discs, and some painted calipers maybe. Yeah, I'm going to do this up. So yeah, I bought performance parts. I kind of did, but not everything, because the engine block itself was repaired 100%. So I didn't bother buying that as performance, these two. But these two, when bought performance, will give the most gains. But these are giving 3% each, and then you've got like 2, and then let's call that 1%, so 3, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 7, 3, so 21%, and then say 22, 23, 27, let's call that all together. 27, say about another 30%. Not necessarily 30 horsepower, but 30%. 30% extra. So now I'm wondering, do I need to use a performance gearbox? We've already got this one repaired. I think what we'll do is we'll put this one on the car, and if it proves to be too much, this power of the car, we're going to have to buy a gearbox. I think we're going to have to anyway. Now what I would like this program to do is tell me in the stats, when you go here, you've got your buy price, and I'd like another number here that tells you how much you've spent, so you can find out how much money because by fixing my own parts I've saved money. So I'd like to know, how much money I've saved. Maybe not necessarily against the new parts, but how much money I spent on the car. But anyway, maybe one of those numbers is telling me that, I don't know. So let's, oops. Let's start mounting parts. We'll put this whole engine back together.
that you're ready to go.
Right, so that is the engine done, complete. I'm not going to put it back in the car yet. Now there are a few parts that we haven't done performance, such as the distributor caps and the rotor arms, and even the exhaust manifolds on both sides. But that doesn't matter, we're not going to go all performance. So I think the next thing I want to do now is start stripping down the mechanicals. And if we are going to paint the car yellow, in the yellow bird color, then I'm going to go with the yellow calipers. We're going to put performance brakes on because as we've gone up in a little bit of power, we're going to need a bit more stopping power. So I'll get on with stripping the car down mechanically, get everything out, including the fuel tank and everything, of which I'm going to replace with a performance fuel pump. Seeing as how we have a performance fuel filter, might as well just do the whole system. Leave the exhaust stock. Yeah, so let's get rid of everything else that's on this car and go from there. Okay, so from what I can tell, I think that's everything mechanical off the car. I don't think this comes off. I know the oil fill plug does, but I don't think this does. Yeah. Alright, so that's everything off. Let's see what we have. Okay, so nothing in the red. And let's go repair, see how much we can salvage from this lot. Okay. Okay, so we're back. We have everything purchased that we need. So once we've done all the mechanicals, we can then start concentrating on lights and bodywork, and then we'll get the car cleaned, and also we'll get it painted. Okay, so looking in the inventory then, we've got everything we need. Got some performance brakes and also performance fuel pump. That's it. All the rest are stock, standard, and normal. So, that's not what I want. So what I want to do is start by mounting the parts that go on the top. Oh, that's part of the engine, that's not going to go on. Oil filter goes on there, that's kind of cool. And then if we go around the front, this is going to be a problem. Ah, there we go. I was hoping I could highlight something, and we can. That enables us to go into part mount. That's going to be done on the lift. Fair enough. Let's get the fuse box sorted. Accessible from the engine bay. Yeah, I sort of already am in the engine bay. Oh dear. Had this issue before, you know. This could be down to clicking on the fuel tank first, maybe? I don't know. This is going to present a little bit of an issue. And I would class this as a bug, personally. Not a VW bug. Oh, I don't like this. Okay, we managed to get to the brake booster. So now we can start assembling. Thankfully. So as long as we can stay in this fitting mode, we should be okay. Yes, fuel tank you can't do from here. Fuse box, we've got everything we need here as well for this. So we'll just get all these in. May as well do this in real time. I wonder how close this is going to sound to the actual Porsche, because they have a very distinct engine sound. I'm going to be interested to find that out. Oh yeah, we've got to forget not. We've got to not forget. Got to forget not to. Yeah, we've got to not forget to put the battery in. It should already be charged up, ready to go. Okay. I guess let's get started with the... oh look, you can actually start putting the engine in from here. Right, let's get started with mounting the rear of the exhaust here, and also the rest of the drivetrain. Okay, so we're partially done. You'll notice that we haven't put the calipers or the suspension on. Well, there's a reason for that. Follow me. So, we're in the paint booth and we're going to be painting the calipers and the springs. So, we might even do the shocks. Now, the colour. Ooh, have we got one already? Doesn't look very yellow, does it? I mean, that's supposed to be yellow. You see, it's kind of weird. Very strange. That's meant to be the bright yellow. I don't know. It's... it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If that's not yellow, then why is yellow not in this palette? Is it this? Well, it is. Okay. So I'm going to go with 55 on the hue and 100 here. That's yellow. Quite why it's that color, I don't know. 55, 100, 100. I will go with that. Okay, let's get the next one. See if we can match the same thing. Now it says previously used. I'm just going to double check. Nope. Yep. Oh, it ain't that I don't trust it. There are certain parameters of the color that it just doesn't save. When you do a save of color, there's certain parameters like the metalness and the roughness that it doesn't take into account. It's literally just the color. Right, hopefully they're going to look yellow when they're on the car. So I think here, well, we don't have the separate shocks like I would have liked. But the springs, we've got two fronts, two rears, and we're going to paint those in just gloss red. Just because we can. And they're going to look a bit cooler in red, I think. That's providing we can see them, of course. But while the wheels are off the car, they're going to look pretty good. It's going to be okay. It's going to look okay, trust me. I think it's going to be okay. It's like a nice, beautiful looking cherry red, that. I don't know if it'll look like that on the car. Yeah, you can go for blue springs as well. In fact, you can go for whatever the hell colour you want, really. Whatever tickles your fancy. Alrighty, we've done that. So let's rush back. Now, we can put the suspension back together. Yeah, it's cool that you can now paint these parts, springs, calipers. I've been wanting that when I was playing the 2018 version. I really, really wanted to be able to do that, and it's just great now that we can do it. And there's also parts you can paint which you wouldn't think, like you just think, why? Why would you want to paint these certain parts? You know, there's some weird ones in there, but hey, weird for me anyway. So there you go. This red springs look cool. What's this going to look like? Oh, now it's more yellow. But you can't get rid of that knobbly effect. That's all part and parcel of it. But once the wheels are on, they should look okay. Especially once the car's been painted that colour. Yeah, I know. It may not be exactly that colour because the Yellowbird, I don't know if it's got that orangey, hinty, that, you know, that hint of orange in the yellow. kind of like a New York cab, you know, or if it's a bit more, I think I'll check it online, but I think the Yellowbird is yellow, like proper yellow. I think so. It's not like a lemony yellow, I don't think. I'll double check anyway, just to be sure. I'm not going to say I'm going to get the exact RGB code or anything, but we'll try and get something. Okay, so she's looking very nice now. So we're going to need body parts on her as well. So what's left in the inventory then? So rear drive axles, we can put those on after the engine's installed, and the same for the gearbox and the starter. So we're ready for the engine to go in. Right, let's bring the crane over. And let's go and get the engine. Oh, by the way, out of Curie, look at that. We've taken off 27,000, got it down to 3,000, and we still haven't got the engine in yet. The moment this engine goes in, ka-ching. And we mustn't forget as well to do the fluids and everything, make sure. So we've got 100% complete engine. Now we can move this back. Oh, yes, okay. Price? 64,000 profit. Boom! And I haven't even put the gearbox in, or the wheels on, or painted the bodywork. Yeah, here comes that million. Well, it depends. I've got to make around 180,000. I don't know if I can do that. So, we're going to need... I'm going around the wrong side. Going to need to get this up in the air. As I said, I'm not sure whether the stock gearbox can stand the extra power. But I'm going to put it on anyway, because there's no point me buying another gearbox if I don't have to. So let's just get these bits on. And the starter motor. And now we can fit the axles. And the one around the other side. We can sweep around there with a little bit of clever moving. We got there. Alright. It's just waiting for the wheels to go on now, which we'll put on shortly. Or I could just take the car to the paint booth like this. If I take it like this, without putting the wheels on, it'll just get put up on blocks, basically. Right, so there's nothing in my inventory. The wheels, we know we've got them stored in the warehouse. We don't have those yet. So now we need to buy body bits. Now, it's going to be easier, in this case, to determine what we do have. And we've also got to do the interior as well. We need a steering wheel. So we do have both doors, and we do have a left-hand mirror. There is a right one. And we also have the right fender, or wing. That's it. Everything else we need. So, if we go into the body shop, there's no body tuning on this, unfortunately. Now then, it doesn't look like we have too much of a choice. There's only one style, so we're just going to buy everything. Everything that we don't have. We've got that one. We don't have a hood, do we? Do we? No. Oh, I didn't think so. Headlights, pretty sure we don't have those. Left mirror we have. Looks like, by all accounts, it looks like this is the American version of the car because it's got America written everywhere. Alright, that's cost us a little, but not a problem. Let's get this beautiful trunk on. I mean, it's so iconically Porsche, isn't it? You know, you can't mistake it. The design hasn't changed much in all these years, but what has changed, got to get the license. What has changed is the balance of the car. Because they've got the engine in the back and the rear wheel drive. So in these days, probably in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s indeed as well, they were very tail happy, you know, where you could get the rear end of the car out and you'd fight to get it back because all that weight at the back, good luck recovering it. But now the Porsches are so balanced, even with the engine in the back, same thing, engine in the back, rear wheel drive, a lot more power, but they're so much more balanced now, so that they're not trying to kill you at every turn. Okay, do we have a complete body? %, okay. I think what that might be. License plates, of course. Do we need a front one? I'm assuming there is a front one. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm assuming there's a front one to go on. Yeah. So let's go into license plates then and get the body sorted 100%. Now, it is a German car, but it is an American American market version. Let's do beautiful British Columbia, and we'll have 2 of these. We can go with custom plates or just standard. Let's go standard. Oh dear. And now that should give us 100% on the body, and it does. Frame is 100%. Interior, not so much. But that's not a problem. That's not a problem. Parts is because we haven't put the wheels on yet, and interior is 26%. It's probably because it's missing a steering wheel and the seats look crap. So let's do interior. So we'll take out the seats that we have now. There's no steering wheel in there, so we'll have to get the right one. So we're looking at seat 964. I don't believe you can refurbish these, recover them, or whatever you would do in the real world. No. So I don't even know why I tried that. I mean, I knew you couldn't. So let's sell those. And now we just need seats and a steering wheel for this. Okie, so let's go to the interior, and we're just going to simply type in 964, and we'll get 2 of these, and the proper steering wheel. That's it. That's all you need to do. Of course, it needs a clean inside. So let's get the right-hand seat in, the left-hand seat in, and the steering wheel on. Yeah, looking the biz. Once again, I'm escape friendly because I think I'm in this mode, you know, in here with this see-through car, and I think I have to escape out of it, and I don't. I can just walk away. Right. So if we right-click now, interior 83. Oh, okay. We have a back seat on this? I mean, Porsches do have a back seat, but not really. I mean, yeah, they do, but not in this one. What is missing that's classed as interior? Could it be the condition? Because it does need a clean. Okay. That's weird. Alright, we'll leave it for now and we'll come back. It'll tell us what it is anyway later. Yeah. So we need fluids in this, so I think we maybe should do those right now. So we'll get the oil in. Wait till the can dips back, count a couple of seconds, and we're good. Let's just check it with the dipstick, make sure we're okay. Almost at the max. I mean, yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, so power steering reverser. Same thing. Don't get to see the level. Wait for it to dip. Maybe we'll see the red coming out. There it is. That should be enough. Okay, so now coolant we don't have because we don't have a radiator system that's air cooled. Brake fluid and windscreen wiper washery fluid. So we'll put the windscreen wash in. Horrible stuff, this. They have this fragrance, like smells of summer berries. Who cares? It's on the outside. Who's going to appreciate that at the next bug that hits your windscreen? I'm dying, but it's a lovely smell. Why do they scent or make scented windscreen wash? I don't understand. Right. I don't get it. Anyway, that's the fluids done. Okay, so we can put that down and that down. Right, let's go and grab the wheels. And I'll take that and that and that and that. I've saved the discs in here from before. Oh no, I sold them. I sold them for scrap. But I could have saved the old discs in here and then just put them on the lathe here. Couldn't be bothered really. Right. So, now let's make sure we get the right wheels on because these are different size. They're staggered. So we're going to put the wider one on the back. Nice and clean. Really didn't want to go with a different style. There might be, because there's more than one Porsche in the game, there may be more than one rim style for it. We're going to put maybe a more modern one. And we also have Jaguar in the game. Oh, did I put the wrong wheel on there? Actually, no. The right wheel went on. So now that leaves us a 265 to go on the back. Yes, sir. Okay, there she is. Wow. We haven't even got her painted yet. Now, what you can do is take the bumpers off, paint the car, and then paint the bumpers separately if you want them in this black plastic look. I'd like them color-coded if possible. Yeah, so let's have a look now at the car status. Interior 83. Steering wheel, 2 seats. What the hell? Parts 99. We better take a look at what's missing now, because as far as I'm concerned, this is a complete vehicle. Let's have a look in my inventory. This is intriguing. Did we get all the windows in? We did. Yeah. Both mirrors are on. Rear glasses, rear lenses are on. What? Well, we can find out what they are simply by going into here and just keep going until we get to the last page, basically. Battery. But that doesn't count as interior then. Door. Right, so this is fully charged, as you can see, 100%. Now it was hidden behind... Let's see if we can mount this. Let's take the wing off. Put it in. There we go. I don't know whether I could have got to it with the wing on or not, I don't know. Okay, so everything's 100% here. So it could be... Oh yeah. I need to make 180, I think, profit, and then I'm going to hit the million. Anyway, we're going to clean the interior. It can't be cleaning though, because the body's not clean, and that's got 100%. Now Porsches, some do have a rear seat that is what the hell, let's just move it. That it's made for, you know, I mean, you could probably get a couple of small kids in the back, but let's move it to the car wash. I really don't know what it is. See, it must be, yeah, it must be the interior valet. Okay, we can do that. Well, let's do it properly. Let's open up the door. We don't need to open the door, but... Alright, let's get in the passenger seat. And that's better, isn't it? But, does that now give us 100%? Yes, it does. 100% across the board. Okay. Right, let's pressure wash the car for the first time. Get all that dirt off it. Oh, so it is black. Do we keep it black? I mean, we do have the red springs and the yellow calipers. That doesn't matter. I don't know now. Okay, well, let's move it to the paint booth anyway. There's still a couple of things we need to do on the car mechanically, but no worries. Yeah, I think that is the Yellowbird color. I think so. Let's just pull this back. Man, you can get away with a lot of things on this. Baby blue. Like an aquamarine kind of color. Always looks good. Very aggressive color. Yeah. We don't even need to go gloss either. We can go like pearlescent, chrome, chameleon. Which is, I guess you have to look at it from a specific angle. That looked cool. Oh, that orange. That, I always feel that orange belongs to McLaren. You know, that's like, that's their color. Nah, too much bling. That's an interesting one. You know what? That looks good in like these colors. They did say they were going to make it so that when you painted the car that you would get extra profit for it. I don't know if that's the case right now. I don't think they did. I don't think they fixed it properly. Because if we look here and see the profit we're going to make, which is 167893, they said that by doing interior valeting, well, it used to be the case that by interior valeting you'd up the value of the car. And then they said, oh, we're going to make it do it with the paint as well. But now, not only didn't they do that, but the interior valeting doesn't up the value either. So if we look at 167893, and then we paint this car, I'm just going to wing it with whatever color I want, really. I'm going to go with the Yellow Bird yellow, and if it's not the correct shade, well, too bad. I think it's more this, though. You know what I said? It had a little hint of orange. See, this is more your yellow, where this one is a little hint of orange, and I think that's the color. I'm having it, guys. I'm having it. In gloss. So the question is, a little bit, 168617. So they have done it. And that only cost me 1,000 to paint it. So yeah, it's gone up a little. Now, 1687. Can we add any more to that? Well, maybe. But we also may have to be a bit more out of pocket yet, in that we need to buy a performance gearbox, possibly. Also, it's 200,000 we need to make, not 180. Because look, if I want to be a millionaire, I'm going to have to make 200,000 profit. I don't think I can beef it up to that much, really. So, where am I going? Test path? I think so. Yeah. Right. So what we need to do now is a headlight and wheel alignment. Again, whether that increases the value of the car, I don't know. Let's get these wheels up tracked. This is more tracking than alignment, really. Not quite the same thing, but close enough. Right, headlamp alignment. So this is the left-hand headlight. And the right hand. Whoa, that's a bit out. Oncoming drivers would not appreciate that. I always get up and down and left and right mixed up because the controls are a bit strange. Right, now, has that done anything to the cost? No. So the only other thing that could possibly up the cost is performance on the drag strip. Now we know it can stop a bit better, and we know it can go a bit more. But are we going to run out in fifth gear of power? Well, considering the condition that this was in when we brought it in, I think it's looking pretty damn good. Okay, so let's not look at the car and let's move to the test track. Now, based on the performance, if it's faster than standard, we may get offered a bit more. I don't think I'm going to break the million, but I do have another car in the parking garage to do, a project car. Plymouth Roadrunner, I believe it is. So I still got that one in the garage to do. Already bought. This is not what I want it to be, but hey. Is it rear end happy? Ooh, a little. Jesus. Steering with the keys. Thankfully no damage on this. Yep, what I expect from this is understeer, because all the weight's at the back. Understeer and then a tail happy car. Not what I want it to be. I need it to be on the drag run. I don't think you get any performance for that. As for it sounding like a Porsche, I don't know. Maybe. I'll let you know in a bit. Oh, come on. I don't know why this takes so long. It's like I've got 8 gig of RAM or something. So do we get any more for it? Hasn't it? It's come down again, right? 167. It's used, didn't it? Yeah. I think it's come down again. Nice. Thanks. This is where we want it to be. Let's see what it can do when it's maxing out the revs in 5th gear. How soon it does it. Because I could just sell it like it is anyway, rather than go through the expense of a gearbox. We'll still make a bit of a profit. Oh, it is RS America, look at that. I haven't seen that before. Yeah, it's got a little bit of the Porsche sound. We're only in 3rd gear, we might be okay on this gearbox. Please tell me you've got a 5th gear. It might not have. No. Yes, you do. Well, we're going to easily be okay. We don't need to change the gearbox, I'm pretty sure. It's not going to get to the end of that rev range by the time we get to the end here. Yep, we're good. Yeah, nice and tail happy. Now, is it going to drop the price? Typical, if it would. It used to always give you, like if you put performance parts in so the car was more than its stock, you used to get better price. They're exactly the same. They've changed this, man. So there we go. The car, we bought it for 52.8, which I thought was a little bit more than I would have liked to have paid. Sold it for 220, so we made a damn good profit anyway of almost 168,000. And the car looks nice. I think the color was correct for this. And if you look up Porsche 964 and see it in yellow, you'll know what I mean. This is how it's supposed to be, I think. Yeah, I like it. Very cool. Let's get it sold. Oh no, it's right. It's the sell value I'm supposed to be looking at, not the profit. Yeah, we are going to be in the million. Of course, it's sale value. I don't know why I got focused solely on the profit. But yeah, of course, we get our original stake money back, if you like. Stake. It is, because it is a gamble. Yeah, there we go. We've now made over $1 million. Still nowhere near enough to buy a junkyard McLaren F1. Nowhere near. You find one in junk that's just got no parts on it, it's all rusty. $1 million doesn't cover it. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to go and wash my hands, clean up, and go home for the day. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.